I want to ask too many questions because we don't have that much time left. William, have you ever been to Iran?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact, in
Okay.
2007.
Good. And you grew up in Iran and went back and was sort of kidnapped and stayed for a while. Right now, you heard today is a day of global action. Some of us felt that our president did a good thing to not do what the previous president would have done at the part of your at the time of the nation's election a month or so ago, by staying out of it and by honoring the sovereignty of the people of Iran.
Right.
And I think that might be working because today, if you look at that website for the Global Day of Action, the number of Iranians all over the world who are coming together with their new neighbors wherever they are, in the States and Canada and Europe, everywhere, it's pretty amazing. And your culture is, I think, having a rebirth at this time.
We all hope so. We all hope so. If it is not another one of those moments that will be hijacked by some foreign powers. And in that sense, I think President Obama has done the exact right thing by not meddling, not interfering with what's going on. He could have, of course, spoken a bit sooner and perhaps stronger, more forcefully, in the sense that he would not recognize the government of Ahmadinejad as the government of Iran, and therefore he would not attempt to talk or whatever with the Ahmadinejad government, because Ahmadinejad government is not the government of Iran by the majority of people's vote. I just came back from New York. As you know, there were 3 days of hunger strike, which coincided with our reading in New York on the 22nd, 23rd, and
that must have been powerful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. And yesterday I was there, and Mr. Akbar Ganji, one of the foremost activists, was talking about how important it is for all of us today, with whatever way of thinking or dreaming we might have about the future of Iran, how important it is for us to be together and under the umbrella of green. One thing that I want to make very clear is that the Iranian youth do not want a revolution. I think it is a mistake to call what is going on in Iran a revolution. It is not a revolution. It is an evolution.
Right.
The Iranian youth have realized that toppling one regime and replacing it with another is not the answer.
Right.
We have done that repeatedly throughout our history, as have other countries.
Exactly.
But this time around, they all have joined hands in creating an environment in which people can understand each other, accept each other's differences, and love their country and their motherland, and move towards a better future step.
Sounds like a lesson we should all be following at about this point.
I hope so.
Truly.
Yeah.
I want to also say one more thing, if I may.
Please.
Iranians are poets. I think one of the greatest pieces of poetry that has been created in the past 2 months are those 4 little words, "Where is my vote?" That poem is universal. If we had that in America in the year 2000, we would have been far, far better off than where we are now.
Where is my vote?
Where is my vote?
Right. I'm not sure. I think you were picking out something else to read, which, if you want to, that's fine. We do have about 2 minutes. But I want to also let people know that Monday night is you're reading at the No Exit. We also are carrying the book in the Heartland General Store as we speak. So if for some reason you'd missed the event on Monday night, you can purchase the book here. It's called Your Lover's Beloved, and it's by our 2 guests, Mahmood KarimiHakak and Bill Wolak.
I'd like to echo some of what Mahmood was saying through Hafez, a poem that I like very much and I think is good for a day when they're having a demonstration here. And that's called Those Who Stood Up for Tolerance. Those who stood up for tolerance. May the days of love's reunions be remembered. May those days be remembered. May they always be remembered. My mouth is poisoned by the bitterness of grief. May the toasts of those happy drinkers be remembered. Although my comrades are free from remembering me, I remember them constantly. Though I'm captured and bound by this misery, may the attempts of those who stood up for tolerance be remembered. Though I'm captured and bound by this misery, may the attempts of those who stood up for tolerance be remembered. Even though 100 rivers constantly flow from my eyes, Zonderut irrigates for those who make gardens. May it be remembered. From now on, the secret of Hafez will remain unspoken. Have pity on those who must keep secrets. May that be remembered.
Ooh, that's great. I like especially may the attempts be remembered, which means you don't have to necessarily succeed. It's the attempt that has the heart and soul in it.
That's right.
And that sends the arrow forward into the future. Woo, that's fantastic. It is amazing that so much is about wine in here. Let us say 1 minute about the wine thing. Evidently, you guys made a lot of wine in Iran in the old days.
We did.
Before they pulled up all the vines.
Yeah, there was a great deal of drinking. It's Iran itself starts as a very wine-positive country, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Going back to the time of Xerxes and Cyrus the Great, and then Zoroastrianism as well as a wine-positive religion. It's not until the coming of Islam that the prohibition about wine begins, and so there's a tension in the culture about that very thing. And so this actually was one of the interesting first discoveries of the difficulties of translation, is when we were sitting in trying to translate and get to the center of what the meaning of wine is in a culture where it's forbidden, and yet the most famous poet is using that as his major symbol.
His imagery, yeah.
Yeah. So Mahmood and I were talking one day, and we began to talk about our experiences of wine, and we found out that we were talking about two different things. It was not the same. What I was thinking of, I'm raised as a Catholic, and it's it's part of it's a religious transformation.
The blood of Christ.
Yes, the blood of Christ. And for someone growing up where it's a forbidden substance where you can't really partake of it, it's a very different experience. And so trying to bridge that gap was one of the main ideas of this translation, trying to find language, and first of all to contextualize and explain the difference to people in general who grow up, thinking wine, well, I'll go to a restaurant and there'll be a, wine list, and that's not the case in Iran.
Oh, and we're running right into the end. This tome is really rich, your book. Your Lover's Beloved. There's a lot of information in here for someone like me who was uneducated in this poetry and the realm from which it sprang. I'm sorry we've run out of time here. You have listened to Live from the Heartland, and most recently to Mahmood KarimiHakak and Bill Wolak, who have co-authored a beautiful, beautiful book on the poetry, the ghazals of Hafez, and you can hear them live and meet them on Monday night at the No Exit Cafe. You are welcome to listen to us next week and every Saturday morning. I thank my co-producers Laura Herman, Lisa Smith, Chris Colgan, Evan West, our incredible media guru, and the man who's taping us right now. You can see former Heartland Live from the Heartland shows on YouTube, the Heartland Media website. Go out and do the good that the world needs, the good that you can do. Power to the people, and join us next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Katie, for having us.